All right, so today we're diving into Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh,
And
yeah?
specifically, this idea that wealthy families, they pass down this financial wisdom to their kids
Yeah.
that the poor and middle class just don't get. And it's interesting.
It is fascinating.
It's like this hidden curriculum almost.
Mm-hmm.
And Kiyosaki explores this by talking about the lessons he learned from two dads, right?
Exactly.
His own father, his poor dad,
Yeah.
and then his friend's father, the rich dad.
Right. And they kind of embody these two totally opposite mindsets about money. You know,
Yeah,
like poor dad would often say, the love of money is the root of all evil.
right.
But rich dad would say, no, 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 the lack of money is the root of all evil. Yeah,
And you can see how those two totally different views would shape
Yeah, sure.
Kiyosaki's whole journey.
absolutely.
And that difference really kind of gets to the heart of Kiyosaki's argument
Uh-huh.
that financial education is key.
Yeah.
And he thinks, traditional schooling, it kind of misses the mark on that.
Oh, for sure.
It leaves people, even if they're really successful in other areas,
Right.
they don't really know how to manage money well.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes you think, right? Because schools, they focus so much on,
On getting a job.
getting a job, the skills you need for a job,
Yep.
not necessarily the skills to build wealth.
And he uses those cash flow diagrams
Oh, yeah.
to really simply show
Yeah.
how different income groups handle their money.
Mhm.
The wealthy, they build assets.
Right. Things that generate more income, while
Exact-
others get stuck in that rat race.
Yes, always working, never really getting ahead.
And that's such a powerful concept, that rat race.
It is.
But Kiyosaki doesn't just talk about this abstractly.
Right.
He uses stories from his own life
Yeah.
to show how he learned these lessons.
Mhm.
Remember that story about his first business when
Oh,
he
we
was
did.
9 years old?
Him and his friend Mike making toothpaste.
Yeah.
They had that little production line in the driveway.
I know. Of course, it got shut down. Yeah. But what I thought was interesting was both dads, even though they had these very different views
Right.
on money,
Totally.
they both saw how valuable it was
Mhm.
that these boys were taking initiative. They weren't just goofing off, they were trying to create something.
And that kind of leads into Rich Dad's whole philosophy
Mm-hmm.
of
Mhm.
you're only poor if you give up.
Absolutely.
So he designed this whole course for Kiyosaki and Mike
Mm-hmm.
that kind of mirrored real life challenges.
Yeah,
He had them work at his convenience store.
I know. For no money?
Yeah, for low wages.
Yeah.
Teaching them about, the reality of labor
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of trying to find financial independence.
What do you think stood out to you from that?
Well, I think it's the fact that he was making them think differently
Yeah.
instead of just earning money and spending it.
Right.
Rich Dad wanted them to understand